What episode is this for? Hey, welcome to this week's episode of the Creepy Villain MMA Show. This is Creepy Uncle Nick and Dylan the Villain. This is a special outdoor episode because we're going to get punished for our, actually we picked pretty good last week over the fight, but there should be some consequences for our wrong picks. And as a special guest sniper, we have little Mike, who's going to be a freaking wrestling state national champion. I don't even know what the hell that means, but he's going to be one. So we're going to start off with Sam Stout's awesome KO over Yves Edwards.
Yeah, Yves Edwards, he was actually doing good, took him down, and then when they stood up, Sam Stout has good striking and landed a freaking vicious left hook and knocked him out cold where he was like stiff, or stiff the whole time and all stretched out and everything. One of those highlight KOs.
It was fantastic and was fun to watch. We both called it. We both said that Sam Stout had heavy hands and seen it coming. The next one was Donald Cerrone versus
Wagner Hosha.
For some reason, Dylan decided to pick Wagner, whoever the freak Wagner is anyways. Will you stand still, please? Wagner Hosha over Donald the Cowboy Cerrone, and he will be getting punished for it. So, having said that, headgear on.
Let's build it!
Mike?
Oh!
Alright.
Oh my god! Oh, right in the nut! I said don't shoot in the nut!
That's fantastic.
Oh! Right in the nut! Damn!
Nice aiming, Mike. That's a hard shot.
Oh. This fucking hurts!
The next fight was...
You got my hand and my nut!
Dave Herman. Who did Dave Herman fight? That freaking Viking. And Dave Herman, that was actually a pretty good fight. Where it was a pretty back and forth fight. And Dave Herman wound up pulling off the TKO over him. And it was pretty exciting. And then, good thing you don't have to worry about condoms now.
Yeah.
No babies for you. That was a pretty good fight. I was actually somewhat impressed by Dave Herman, and he looks like I'm interested to see him fight again. I heard him talk of who were they talking about him fighting next? I heard Matt Mitrione.
Oh yeah. I heard Matt Mitrione. I heard Chicano.
Yes. And all those fights are going to be pretty good. Yeah, Pat Dingleberry.
Yeah.
Kenny Florian. He fought
Diego Nunes.
Yes, and that was a pretty good fight.
Yeah.
I had some questions about Kenny Florian's ability to cut the weight and still have energy, and he looked pretty good. I look forward. I heard he's supposed to be getting Aldo next.
Yeah.
They're talking about it.
That's who Aldo wants to.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with the one fight he gets a title shot, but he is a big name, so it should be fun, and that's who I'd like to see Aldo fight next.
Yeah, and Diego Nunes did pretty good. He actually clipped him at the end of the round in the third period, and almost if there was a minute left, might have seen a stoppage. But Kenny Florian, good striking, and just overall better MMA game. That fucking hurt.
Mark Munoz beat Damian Maia. Again, there are some bad judges, though. Someone scored the fight 30-27 for Mark Munoz. And I don't know, man. That first round I thought was Damian Maia.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maia's striking.
It's not my job. Yeah, it's not my job to pick fights, and who knows what they've seen. But I really thought Maia won that first round.
Yeah, they got to get some of those decisions, like cracking down new judges or something.
Better training, or they already have the TV screen, so I don't really know.
Yeah.
I think they just need to get someone in there to train them to teach them what they're supposed to be looking for and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then this one sucks for me because on Junior Dos Santos versus Shane Carwin, I don't know, where are you going? Shane Carwin, he showed heart and he showed that he has some stamina a
but
little
not
bit.
To his face.
Yeah, boy, that was some nasty cuts, and Junior Dos Santos looked pretty good. He showed what good stand-up and a sturdy jab can do to an opponent. He kind of GSP'd him, or one jab, and that's all it really took.
Yep.
So, unfortunately, I picked Shane Carwin, so it is my turn to get punished. Please do not hit me in the balls.
Yeah, man. I love Uriah.
dang it!
Oh,
It was all three.
oh my god!
That was a good one.
Oh my god!
Ow.
Oh my god!
Oh, that one's instantly bruising right
oh
there.
my god!
Check that bad boy out. Let's see if I can see it. And you can't really see it. But that hurt.
Oh my god!
I have learned my lesson. I will never pick Shane Carwin to win again. Damn it, that hurt. Yeah, I got blood.
Oh wow, we got some blood!
Fantastic. At least.
Wow. Awesome.
But now, on to Strike Force's fights this weekend. Strike Force versus Alistair Overeem.
Awesome fights.
Or Strike Force versus Alistair Overeem.
Yeah.
This is Verdum versus Alistair Overeem. Should be a pretty good round of fights. There's a lot of good fights on here. We're going to start off with our predictions on, I don't even know how to say it. It's Overeem's older brother.
Yeah.
Valentin.
Yeah.
Overeem versus Chad Griggs.
And Chad Griggs has wins over
Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, WWE star. And Overeem has wins over Randy Couture and Hanato Sobral. And I'm picking Overeem to win that because Chad Griggs did not show that great in his fight against Lashley, except for maybe some heart. And I'm gonna have to pick Overeem on that.
I'm gonna go with Griggs. Got okay wrestling. Overeem's old, he's getting older. I'm gonna go with Lashley. I'm gonna go with Griggs. He showed a little bit of heart, and I think that's gonna be enough.
He's gonna get shot. But anyways, the next fight you got awesome wrestler Daniel Cormier versus former guy in the UFC Jeff Monson. Cormier has a win over Pele. That's about it for his best fights. Monson has wins over Rico Rodriguez, Roy Big Country Nelson, and awesome fighter Jason Guida.
I like his brother.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with Cormier via wrestling. I'm down.
Jeff Monson is a real good veteran. He's got great experience, but I think he's just getting too old. And I'm gonna go with Cormier. That's how you actually pronounce it.
Cormier.
Yeah.
Next fight you have KJ Nunes versus Jorge Masvidal. Good fighters for the lightweight. The winner gets Gilbert Melendez. Nunes has wins over George Druzell, Eve Edwards, and Nick Diaz. And Masvidal has wins over Eve Edwards and Joe Lozon.
That's actually a pretty tough match.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna have to go with KJ Nunes because he's a pretty good striker and his ground game is not too bad as well. So I'm gonna have to go with Nunes on that one.
This is a tough fight. They're both pretty close.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with
I'm gonna pick it split decision.
I'm gonna go with Masvidal. That's fun. Yeah, he's. I don't know. That's tough. I'm gonna go with Masvidal only because KJ Nunes is mostly just stand up, and I think eventually he's gonna get taken down, and I think it's gonna be a decision win for Masvidal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're spotting. And then Josh Barnett versus Josh. He's no longer the babyface assassin.
Yeah.
He's now just the assassin versus Brett Rogers. It was a pretty good fight. Not a huge Brett Rogers fan.
I think he's very underrated.
Brett Rogers?
Yeah.
You think he's very underrated?
No.
I was going to say, Brett Rogers is okay, and he's working on a stand-up. He's younger. Josh Barnett hasn't fought in a long time, and I think that might play a big factor into it. There's a lot of ring rust, and I don't know. I'm going to probably go with Barnett anyways, only because I don't really haven't seen much of Brett Rogers' ground game, and I know Barnett's got a good one, so I'm going to go with Barnett.
Rogers has wins over Andrei Arlovsky.
But everyone who can go like this, Andrei Arlovsky is got to win. Although I do like Andrei Arlovsky, but
yep, and Barnett has wins over Big Nog, Randy Couture, Alexander Emelianenko, and Pedro Hizzo. And I'm going with Josh Barnett too because I think Rogers is very overrated. And just even being in the top 10 is just garbage.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Brett Rogers fan. I think he's just because he knocked out Andrei Arlovsky, he automatically was in the top 10, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah. And
Then the main bout is Alistair Overeem versus Fabricio Verdum.
Good fight, good fight.
Indeed. I'm not a big Verdum fan. He's pretty good, but I'm not a big Verdum fan only because he is not very exciting.
Yeah.
He has some boring fights in the UFC, and that's actually why he got cut after just one loss, is because no one really wanted to see him fight. Yeah. He's getting way too much publicity over beating Fedor. I almost said Fabricio Verdum. Fedor Emelianenko, and I don't know. He got him. You know, he did good. I'm not gonna lie, but I just don't. I'm going with Alistair Overeem by stand up because Verdum stand up sucks.
Yep, and Overeem is the Strikeforce heavyweight champ and the interim Dream champion.
Also the Grand Prix, the K1 champ.
Yep, and he has wins over Todd Duffy in 19 seconds, Brett Rogers, Mark Hunt, and twice over Vitor Belfort. And Verdum has wins over Brandon Vera, 2 times against Gonzaga, Fedor, and Antonio Silva. I am going to pick Fedor. Why did I say Fedor? Fabricio.
A shot to the nuts.
Yes. And I'm picking him because I think once he hits the ground, Verdum's submission game is pretty high level for the heavyweights, and I'm going to pick him by armbar. That's my pick.
All right. Keep us posted. Look us up on Facebook. We are also on YouTube. And we may possibly be starting our own website because we are awesome.
Yeah.
And, if anybody knows any way to fix the YouTube so our voice actually matches our mouth, it works fine on Facebook, give us a shout. If you have any questions, feel free to post a comment or anything on our Facebook account. And excited for the fights. It should be fun.
I love you, Raya.
Did you say I love you, Raya?
She told me to say that.
I thought you were saying Uriah. You're gay. Oh, cool. I didn't hit record. He's gay.
No, I'm not.